Earning money is not the same as keeping money. Many people spend years chasing more income, more opportunity, more capital, and more increase. But when money finally enters their hands, it disappears faster than expected. Not always because they are careless people, not always because they are unintelligent. Often, it disappears because they never learned the code of stewardship. Money entered, but it had no governor. It had no assignment. It had no structure. It had no higher purpose. And when money has no assignment, emotion assigns it, pressure assigns it, impulse assigns it, fear assigns it, ego assigns it, comfort assigns it. That is why this episode matters. Because wealth is not only built by what you earn, wealth is preserved by what you can govern. I am a steward. I do not only ask for more, I learn how to keep, direct, protect, and multiply what is already in my hands. The spiritual principle for today is this: resources obey stewardship. What is not assigned gets absorbed by impulse. What is not protected gets leaked. What is not governed becomes vulnerable, and what is not respected rarely remains. This is not a finance tutorial. This is an identity correction. Because stewardship begins before spreadsheets. It begins before investments. It begins before strategy. Stewardship begins with the kind of person you become when something valuable enters your hands. If you treat money as relief, it will disappear into comfort. If you treat money as proof of status, it will disappear into performance. If you treat money as emotional medicine, it will disappear into temporary feelings. But if you treat money as a resource entrusted to your discipline, it begins to serve your future. That is the difference between receiving and stewarding. A receiver celebrates what comes in. A steward gives it purpose. A receiver asks, "What can this money do for me right now?" A steward asks, "What must this money protect, build, or strengthen?" A receiver moves quickly because relief feels urgent. A steward pauses because purpose is more important than impulse. And that pause can change an entire financial life. Now let us bring this into money and mindset. Many people believe their financial problem is only income. And yes, income matters. But income without stewardship becomes movement without direction. It enters, it circulates, it disappears, and after a while, the person feels exhausted because they are always earning, always spending, always catching up, but never truly building. That is not prosperity. That is motion without accumulation. The reason stewardship matters is because money must be directed before emotion directs it for you. If you do not decide what your money must do, your mood will decide. If you do not assign a purpose, your impulses will assign one. If you do not protect a portion, life will consume the whole amount. This is why keeping money requires a different identity than receiving money. Receiving can happen by chance, opportunity, work, timing, or increase. But keeping requires order. Keeping requires restraint. Keeping requires emotional discipline. Keeping requires a standard that says, "Not everything that enters my hands is available for immediate consumption." That sentence alone separates a steward from a spender. Not everything that enters my hands is available for immediate consumption. Some of it must protect peace. Some of it must build stability. Some of it must repair disorder. Some of it must create options. Some of it must serve legacy. When you think like this, money stops being only something you spend. it becomes something you command. Let me give you a story. Imagine two people receive the same paycheck on the same day. The first person feels relief. The pressure of the month has been heavy, and when the money arrives, the first feeling is freedom. So they start moving quickly. A little food outside, a small purchase, a payment they forgot, a subscription they did not cancel, a gift to feel generous, a small upgrade because they deserve it. Nothing looks terrible, nothing looks extreme, but there is no plan, no assignment, no pause, no order. By the end of the week, the money has been touched by too many emotions and too few decisions. The second person receives the same amount. They also feel relief. They also have needs. They also want comfort. But before spending, they pause. They ask 4 questions. What entered? What must be protected? What must be assigned? What must not be touched? Those questions create a boundary between income and impulse. They protect part of the money. They assign part of the money. They use part of the money. They delay what does not need to happen now. And they do not move from pressure alone. After 1 month, the difference is small. After 1 year, the difference is visible. After 10 years, the difference becomes destiny. Both people earned. Only one practiced stewardship. And this is where many people misunderstand wealth. They think the breakthrough is only in earning more, but sometimes the real breakthrough begins when you stop allowing money to arrive into a life with no command system. Because money that enters a life without command becomes available to everything. Available to stress. Available to boredom. Available to comparison. Available to insecurity. Available to convenience. Available to people who did not help you build it. Available to habits that do not respect your future. Stewardship is the discipline of saying, this resource is not available to every desire. This resource has a mission. That is why stewardship is spiritual. It requires inner government. It requires the ability to place purpose above appetite. It requires the ability to think beyond the moment. It requires the ability to honor what is small before you ask for what is large. A person who cannot steward little will often damage much. But a person who learns to steward little becomes safe for increase. Now let us move into the practice. I call this practice the Stewardship Check. It is simple enough to apply today, but serious enough to change your financial identity if you repeat it. Before you spend from any money that enters your hands, ask 4 questions. Question 1. What entered? This creates awareness. You cannot steward what you do not clearly see. Whether the amount is small or large, name it, write it, look at it with calm authority. Question 2. What must this protect? Maybe it must protect rent. Maybe it must protect food. Maybe it must protect transportation. Maybe it must protect peace. Maybe it must protect your emergency buffer. Money should first protect what keeps your life stable. Question 3. What must this build? This is where stewardship becomes future-focused. Some money must build skill. Some must build savings. Some must build a business. Some must build learning. Some must build health. Some must build the next season of your life. Question 4. What must not be touched? This is the question that creates discipline. Not every amount should be accessible. Some money must be separated from emotion. Some money must be placed beyond impulse. Some money must be protected from the version of you that only thinks about today. These 4 questions form the Stewardship Code. What entered? What must it protect? What must it build? What must not be touched? If you apply this consistently, your relationship with money begins to change. You no longer wait until everything is lost before asking where it went. You direct it before it disappears. Now, your action step for today is very simple. Choose one amount of money in your life right now. It can be income, savings, cash, or even a small amount waiting in your account. Then assign it a purpose before you spend it. Write this sentence: I assign before I spend. Then complete one stewardship action today. Protect one amount. Cancel one leak. Separate one portion. Review one account. Write one money rule. Delay one non-essential purchase. The action can be small, but it must be real. Because stewardship is not built by dramatic emotion. It is built by repeated proof. Every time you assign before you spend, you are teaching your identity a new law. Money is not my master. Money is a resource I govern with discipline. That is how a financial identity matures. Not through fantasy. Not through panic. Not through performance. Through order, through restraint, through purpose, through stewardship. Now let us close with a declaration. I am a steward. I do not let money enter my life without purpose. I assign before I spend. I protect what must be protected. I build what must be built. I refuse to let impulse govern what discipline must direct. I honor what is small because I am becoming safe for what is greater. Wealth is not only what I earn, wealth is what I can govern. If this message gave you clarity, subscribe to the I Am Impact and stay close to this work, because disciplined prosperity begins when identity learns how to steward what life entrusts to it. Restore self, build wealth, leave legacy.